So it's 20 past 9 in the morning. I'm getting ready to leave the hostel with Daniel so we can go cycling. But I just thought I'd show you. This is where I've been living for the last month. This bed here, and this is my bag. It's got food in it. My bag with clothes. That's someone else's. So I've had this locker, this bed. The bathrooms in here are quite nice. I'll show you just now. But yeah, a month in the hostel, now it's time to go. Let's hit the road. We're getting ready to set off after being in the hostel for a month. It's 20 to 11 in the morning. We're going to try and get 60 kilometers to a stopover town. I've already forgotten the name of it. We've got no accommodation booked. We're just going to see what happens, and hopefully it'll all be good. So we're ready to go.
Here we are 2 weeks later, but here we are.
2 weeks later, a stolen bicycle later, but here we are. We're actually ready to go. We've been telling people in the hostel bar for the last month, we're going to cycle to Oaxaca, we're going to cycle to Puerto Escondido, and we've just been sitting in the bar the whole time. But now, we're actually doing it.
Well, we want to go to the bar, but it's just fine for today.
We'll see. We can last a few days. I'd love a beer. No.
Why not?
We're ready. Let's do it.
So we've been on the go.
So we've been on the go for 2 hours and 40 minutes so far. We've done about 30 kilometers and we're still in Mexico City. This is the biggest city we've ever been in. We've been cycling for 30 kilometers through crazy traffic and we're still in the outskirts. But we're making time. We're getting there. We're about halfway there for today so far. I'll show you where we are, but it's hardly the most picturesque area. But we've got the bicycles here.
They're doing great. Better than us, but...
Yeah, the bikes are doing better than us. We've been on this highway here.
It's like full of buses, so it's like really hard to go into the streets and go. Like all the time they're stopping, so we have to stop, go again, go into them. It's hard, but we're doing it.
Yeah, all these minibuses, they're just everywhere and they'll pull in front of you and just come to a standstill. So you've got to change down the gears, but then you've got all the luggage on the bikes as well, and you've got to take that into account, but it's literally every 20 meters it happens. Hopefully that'll stop once we get out of the city. I spoke to a local a few weeks ago and he said that behind us here, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's like the favelas in Mexico and Brazil. So it's where all the migrants that are trying to work in Mexico City, they'll come here and they'll live there. And they'll spend about an hour to an hour and a half a day walking from where they live in the mountain down to the main road. And then they'll get one of these minibuses into the city centre for a few pesos, work, and then come back. So they'll spend 3 or 4 hours a day just travelling. So that's why there's so many of these buses, and especially on the way out of town. We're meeting all these people, they're coming back. So we've been cycling 30 kilometers, they're traveling 30 kilometers per day just to get to work for a few pesos. So yeah, to be continued. So we've been on the go for just under 5 hours. We've done just under 40 kilometers. I'm dead. I've given up. I've been pushing the bike for the last 2 kilometers. Daniel here is still going. I'm now holding him up. The altitude just keeps climbing. Mexico City is already 2,200 meters above sea level. We keep on climbing. This is the road ahead of us. I think the city obviously came from Mexico City, but the towns that we've been going through are like over there in the distance. You can see they're already, we'll say they're in the clouds. That's how high we are. So we must be 2,500 meters above sea level just now. About that?
I don't know exactly.
About that. It's hard for me, it's hard going, like, definitely. As the altitude gets higher, the air gets thinner. I'm struggling to breathe. I feel completely exhausted. We've still got about 12 kilometers to the next town. I've looked on booking.com, there's no hotels or hostels there. So we're hoping to be a motel in that town. We don't have any accommodation booked for tonight, so we literally have no choice but to keep going to this next town, and hopefully there's something there. Otherwise, I'll just sleep in a field. I think that's my plan. So we've been on the go for 6.5 hours now. We've done about 40 kilometers since the last time. Yeah, just 40. Like the first 30 we're fine, we left the city centre, 30 kilometers no problem, but we've been going uphill the entire time for the last 10. It's like a fucking mountain range. So it's now 6:30 at night, it'll be getting dark soon. We've run out of water, we've still got 5 kilometers to go. It's taken us over an hour to do the last kilometer and a bit, so we're going to try and hitchhike. We're waiting for an empty pickup truck. That one just stopped just now. Do you want to ask him?
Can I look at my bike?
Yeah, yeah. See? Oh. Legend.
¿Por dónde vas?
A Puebla.
Si alguien toma uno ya le pega una frenada aquí.
Ya.
Sí.
Ah, sí, sí, solo que pasé a casa mamá. Hasta abajo.
Sí, sí, sí.
Y ahorita voy para abajo. Por trabajo. Porque ustedes me digan. No, yo me dedico al vidrio y al aluminio.
So you join me from Puebla, the city that we didn't expect to be in for the next 2 or 3 days. So the guy that picked us up earlier, we were looking for a lift for 5 kilometers to the next town. And the guy's like, there's no hotels, there's no hostels, there's nothing there at all. The town after that, there's no hotels either. So the 2 places we're planning on stopping, there was no accommodation whatsoever. So I'd looked on booking.com already and couldn't find anything. And Daniel was like, it's fine, there'll be a motel, there'll be something there where we can stay. Turns out there wasn't. So this dude in the pickup truck today saved our fucking bacon. And he brought us all the way to Puebla, which was like an 1.5 hour drive. So we saved like, I don't know, 75 kilometers of cycling in misery. At the point when the guy picked us up, I was ready to just sleep in a bush wrapped in a bin bag. So yeah, absolute gentleman of a man called Rodrigo who saved our bacon. So we're now safe and sound. The bicycles are tied up downstairs. I'm in this weird rooftop bar area. There's 1 or 2 people kicking about here. I met a Swedish guy who seemed overwhelmed and excited that there was actually people here. So I'm not sure how many people were in the hostel, but apparently it's not a party town. But I don't care, I just want to have a shower and go to sleep. It's been a long day. We've been on the go since 12 PM. It's now 10 to 10 at night. We just had some food downstairs. So yeah, day 1.